haven't heard nothing you said that you do for your man though. This whole time I'm like, I hear what you won't do. You won't clean. You don't want to do this. What do you do?
I cook, but he has to clean the dishes. I don't fucking like, just like how you said, you cook, but then shorty.
One more thing you do.
What?
One more thing you do.
Yeah, give one more thing. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. So I literally have his back no matter what. Like, no
what
matter
do you?
No, you don't. There's not no matter what.
What do you do? What do you do?
See,
What do
when
you
that
do?
happens,
What do you
it's
do?
on
Why
my
do I have
answers.
to? I'm a great partner. Why do I have to list a bunch of things that I do?
Because you named 5 things today that you don't do. I don't submit. I don't want to clean. You said.
I never said I don't submit.
Well, cleaning is submitting kind of. Right?
I clean, but I will much rather freaking
What else
hire
you
a
do for your
cleaning
man?
lady to do that for me because I'm working like a lot.
Gentlemen, welcome to the West, a land where talk is cheaper than dollar store soap, and actions are more scarce than, at this point, actual women. If we remove anatomy from the equation, it's more than fair to say that this half of the world can't find anyone who really fits the definition anymore. It's the same reason people have been able to make a career out of visiting universities, asking what a woman is, only to have one of their many students with dyed hair choke, get furious, and try and scream their way to victory. When most Western women finally leave the echo chamber, they enter an environment that doesn't match their expectations, questioning why they can't seem to find a guy waiting on a bent knee with a $6,000 ring. Often dumbfounded, they ask why the real world refuses to embrace them. After all, they've been taught they're a gift to all men, so why aren't we taking the bait? Isn't this the perfect plan? Where have all the good men gone? So before we go any further with the video, let me get to the comment of the day. Shout out to Kevin Spradlin, who shared, "The breakup. The poor decent guy helps her set a higher and more unreasonable standard. She will find the 6th floor of the husband's store." That's a really popular story that floats around on the internet, and I also mentioned that same story a couple of months ago, I think. But it's so true that almost nothing will fully satisfy a woman. So please, don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It could be the funniest, the most liked, or the second most liked, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our very next winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as it helps out a ton, y'all. So now, let's get right back into the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
Let's take a look at some prime examples to help these ladies out, shall we? Here we go.
If you ranked yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you
10.
rate? Yeah, let's get back to reality.
No, I'm in reality.
No, you're not in reality.
I'm
You're
in
not a 10.
reality.
You're not in reality.
I'm far from ugly, honey.
I didn't say that.
So
You
I'm not
made
gonna
this
agree.
combative, man.
I'm
If
not
you really
gonna
want to say you're a 10, that's fine. But show me
No.
what the model contracts are.
I don't want to be a model.
I didn't ask you whether you want to be a model or not.
Somebody asked me today.
But you're not.
"Are you a
But ma'am,
model?"
you're not a. But you're not. But you're not that. Come on. See, I know that there are men that are more attractive than me. I know men that I'm more attractive than. But I would never ever think to call myself a 10 because I know I'm not a 10.
Is
I knew
anybody-
at my best.
is
I knew
anybody
at
a
my
10?
best I was never a 10. I knew that. But see, men get an accurate estimation of ourselves. That's why so many of you ladies got triggered. That's why that video went viral. Average at best, alone, because so many women think that you should get something higher than you are. And then when asked, even a woman in that video said, "I would have gave myself so and so." Okay, you can all say what you want, but the world reflects back what it is. We attract what we are. And if you've never dated 10s, guys at that high level, if they're not knocking down your door, you're on Instagram, right? If they're not trying to marry you, wife you, that's not where you are. You can call it whatever you want to. You can have 10 energy all day long.
10 energy. This might just be the perfect way to describe the Western female's state of mind. Also, just saying, sweetheart, we know nobody walked up to you today and asked if you were a model. Here's the rub. When women create an environment where everyone tells them they're a 10 out of 10, they just start walking around thinking everyone is blind and hasn't discovered their hidden beauty. Men, on the other hand, as Kevin points out, face criticism the moment they exit the womb. We're told exactly what we look like. The world pulls no punches, and we usually come out of it with a level head and open mind. This is exactly why we've stayed consistent. While most modern women lay waste to a marriage, the second Chad or Tyrone gives them attention for an easy roll in the hay. Their expectations for treatment are so insanely high that they'll end a 15-year union just for the slight chance of ending with someone they perceive to be their natural equal. Then, when the man they drop ends up recovering, as he is no stranger to overcoming obstacles, they turn around and try to make an argument like this.
I built every single man up that I've ever been with, baby.
All right.
When they leave me, they're in a much better position than when they got with me, and that's a fact.
The very last man you was with, how long was that relationship?
3.5 years.
When you met him, was he a millionaire?
No.
When you left him, was he a millionaire?
No.
You ain't made nobody nothing. A lot of these women talk about what they could do for a man and how good they are. Y'all ain't made nobody
Just because
nothing. A lot of y'all have an overinflated ego. You're not bringing nothing to the table but problems, attitude, and taint, tarnished, and zesty coochie.
I don't know what
check your attitude. No, check your attitude.
When Western women do what they do best, end a perfectly good marriage on impulse, the obvious outcome is that men deal with a lot of pain. What is often not as shared, however, is that, statistically speaking, men also find themselves recovering, and when they are awakened with the proper mindset, they might even start to prosper. It's because of this that women, like the subject in this clip, have misinterpreted the later successes of the men they conned during divorce. They start to believe that the later triumphs have a direct correlation to what they did as a so-called wife during the marriage. They'll say things like, "I might not have cooked for him, but I must have done something right. See, he always could have worked harder. He just didn't want to do it for me." Or in this case, "I might have been unfaithful, but you wouldn't be where you are today if it wasn't for me." They make these arguments constantly while ignoring the elephant in the room. They are the only common cause of Western marital concerns. But you'll never hear that from them. Instead, they let the mental hamster run even harder. It's fair to say that today's Western women are about as useful as a desk chair you bought for a bargain off Temu. Sure, the advertisement portrays a low-cost alternative that can stand with its competitors, but the second you try to take a seat, the wheels pop off, the old back snaps, and your purchase lands you in the nearest emergency room. So, after you recover, you decide to get a better chair. One that you've looked into thoroughly to make sure the same mistake don't happen again. Cut into the point, this chick's argument is about as ridiculous as if Temu sent you an email after you got the better chair saying, "Dear customer, glad we taught you a lesson in strength and perseverance. If you have time, send us a review to tell others how we changed your life for the better. God forbid taking any accountability." The only thing marriage has taught men is that the system, like what the first chair did to your back, is broken. With institutional power continuing to fall into female hands, the decision to encourage marriage will only lead to unnecessary obstacles and lots of wasted time. So let's keep digging.
Worst moments in man history. 1920. Men give women the right to vote.
Women get custody because the court system favors them.
No, but okay.
And I'll tell you what.
Go on.
And men are punished for being traditional in this country. They are, because the way the court system and see this, I'm gonna talk about this because I know things. The code is written. It's basically the person that spends the most time with the child. Well, if a man wants to protect and provide for his family, who does that punish? The guy for doing the right thing.
But the children spend more time with the mothers. Sometimes men are not as involved.
Correct.
But
it's because
children that want to go with the
woman. It's because they're at work, though.
Yeah.
But and then if you look at let's talk about what's in the best interest of the child. When you look at single father homes, they fare very similar to two-parent households. When you look at single mother homes, they become criminals.
I didn't know that. Yep.
They become criminals, drug dealers, school shooters. Every really problem that you can look at in society comes from single mother homes. Single father homes, not the same.
What's the name of?
Reason number 9,999 for why Western marriage is a scam. It has made masculinity a sin. Are you working a 16-hour shift this week? Hopefully, you aren't married because that will come up as neglect in court. Did you spend an hour at the gym? Better call Saul because the supposed love of your life will use that as a reason you aren't managing finances properly. The modern woman doesn't see male strength as a beneficial trait. Well, they might, but only if they find a way to use it against you. The legislation these chicks have signed off on for the last century has made men have to work twice as hard. And instinctively, at least for a while, we just continued to lift more weight and work harder than ever before. We did this because we're made to deal with hardship to provide the best possible life for those we care about. Over time, women tried to pull a fast one egging us on while we typed, lifted, and sold our way into an early grave. Then, when they felt the wallet was fat enough, they started acting on the feminist rhetoric they've embraced since childhood, pulling the rug as soon as the regime told them the ATM was full. With the legal system on their side, all they really have to do was say the magic words, "He was never there," or "I felt alone." For this reason, men are discovering what marriage really is. It's a long con. As previously stated, it's a weapon that has been warped to punish men for being men. A mechanism that allows women to neglect responsibilities in exchange for profit. The product is akin to what happens when a parent gives their toddler anything just to make them stop crying. They grow up expecting everything, as long as they throw the right tantrum. That, or it goes in a different direction, albeit just as ludicrous.
I'm an alpha female.
Okay, how long have you been married?
I'm single. I never said I was married. I'm single.
I didn't expect you to be. I just wanted to make a point.
And what's your point, sir?
That alpha females tend to never marry.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a decision that I made. I don't want to be married, and I'm fine with that.
Of course, it's always a decision. But is it a decision you made from having plenty of suitable, high-value males around, or what?
Is a decision that I've made based on not wanting to be, I don't want the responsibility of being someone's wife.
No. I don't care if you turn down the trash man's proposal. I'm asking you, do you turn down proposals of suitable, high-value men?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, so my point is that, yes, I'm an alpha female. I'm not interested in being in a relationship or being married, and there's nothing wrong with being an alpha female.
Nobody said it was.
Okay.
My platform is linear.
Yes, it is. It's very much so.
So? Football is linear. Have you not done the same thing in your career, presuming you've been successful?
Yes, I own my own business, and I've been very successful.
And the consistency and the linear nature that success brings has served you well, right?
Yes, it has. Amen.
Then why would you ask me to do something different?
Because of what your message consists of.
Don't start beatboxing. My message consists of what? I don't care. Become the best version of yourself and then choose from the options you have available. Uh-oh.
You have grown women who call themselves queens who don't work at the house. You don't cook, you don't clean, you don't train your children, you don't teach your kids are behind in school. You're not keeping up with them. All you care about is social media. All you care about is the fame. All you care about is looking good to people. You are not a queen.
Humility is in short supply these days. As we've discovered, there are two tactics that Western women use, believing both will lead them to marriage with a high-value man, when all it really makes us want to do is build a cabin far out in the woods, safe from the fallout that they continue to fight for. While most aim for the more classic form of deception, others think that being a boss babe will make them more appealing to high achievers, when in reality, a phrase like, "I'm an alpha female with 2 businesses," roughly translates to, "I don't need you for anything except maybe a baby and a down payment for a house that I'd rather not purchase myself." This is yet another essential flaw of Western marriage. It's used as a way for women to get all of the benefits of being a man, with none of the labor it takes to deserve the title. For some reason, feminists thought it was a brilliant move to encourage every woman to enter the workforce, having wages across the board, and demanding that guys just roll up their sleeves to still end up contributing 90% of the annual household's income. But as we often see, this road leads to the same destination, the courthouse, where the argument remains the same. In short, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And yet, women continue to throw up their hands crying, "Why doesn't any man want to commit?" Ladies, it's because so many have been burned to the point where we see you for what you really are, a time bomb. When you look at cinema and television, it's not hard to see why modern women continue to twist their own narratives in the hopes that we all just forget what is really happening, put on a suit, and give our livelihoods away.
Men choose women based upon money. Women pick men solely off love.
Ooh. And this is a social worker, y'all. I mean, I'm to the point where I don't even want to make any jokes because this is so sad. No, ma'am. You are danger. And you advise other women?
I do. Absolutely, yes. I do. Absolutely, yes.
Ma'am, you really should have said that.
Why? It's the truth. I wouldn't lie to you. It's the truth.
Because you shouldn't be advising anybody. This woman actually says men pick women based upon money.
Who is the most evil villain in any of the movies that you've seen? Jenny from Forrest Gump.
How could you say that?
She's the most evil character
That's
in
interesting.
This,
okay,
this
prove it to me.
dumb
I never
woman,
liked her.
Think about this. Forrest is chasing after Jenny in elementary school, then it goes to high school, they go to college. She says no, Forrest. The entirety of his life, he's chasing after this woman. And then
one day, I got a letter from Jenny. She saw me on TV.
he's rich and she's dying. And then she finally comes around to it.
It's even worse than that. Then she allows him to meet his son, of which the namesake.
Yeah.
The Sixth Sense kid.
And she kept his son from him
dead
for
people.
that many years? I cannot think of a more evil villain in a movie than Jenny from Forrest Gump.
For those that didn't grow up in the US, just know this was the film that would play anytime your history teacher was battling a hangover. Throughout the entire movie of Forrest Gump, Jenny is painted as a victim of circumstance. The writers make sure to highlight that her upbringing was rough, which it was, but to say this justifies her behavior is a farce by any stretch of the imagination. The crazy part is her behavior, even in the light of the circumstances, isn't that far from what most women do anyway, without any struggle leading into adulthood. They go out and party on the carousel, reenacting the free love movement, hoping that a man who spent all of his time building an empire will magically appear, knocking on their door, ready to commit to them no matter the cost. For fun, let's do a role reversal. Picture I'm a guy living on the edge who refuses to make any effort for improvement because my dad gave me the belt once in a while, aka a typical male upbringing. As a result, I spent my next 10 years mashing meat unprotected, ingesting enough substances to put down a fully grown grizzly bear, and racking up enough STDs to warrant a lifelong quarantine session. I also have a negative bank account balance, and I smell like stale piss. So, you get the picture. Then, when my time's almost up, I pack my bags and catch the nearest flight to an old fling, asking for their hand in marriage. So in this scenario, the only outcome would be cuffs around my wrists and a court-mandated psyche evaluation. Maybe I might just get dropped off under a freeway overpass because there are no systems that support male failure. Anyway, the point is, I wouldn't be getting saved, married, or anything else for that matter. Why? Because I didn't earn it. I didn't practice the discipline, nor did my fictional self promote a lifestyle that deserves any kind of long-term reward. Meanwhile, women haven't been held up to any standards at all. They have what could be referred to as Jenny syndrome. For decades, they've attempted to convince men to ignore high body counts and other red flags, so that we put everything on the line for nothing in return. Only now, things are starting to change, and they're changing fast. Guys, if a woman tells you she's an alpha, go tell her to live her dream while simultaneously blocking her number. If they're confident enough to say, every man I've been with has gone on to do great things, make sure to stop her after the words, every man, because that's all you really need to hear before heading out that door. Lastly though, if she says she'll have your back but lives in the West, the message should be clear as day. Women have tried to argue that marriage is an act of loyalty. It's not. It's a contract. Some might even say you're afraid of commitment or terrified of being vulnerable, but we know that's not true. We're men. We risk our lives for fun. So put that ring money to better use. The universe will undoubtedly reward you for it. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.